Hello, family. Welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I am Wongel Zelalem, and today we're talking about an actress named Melinda Hale. She went through a terrifying experience with a law enforcement, and honestly, respect to her. I'll show you her video, her testimony, and honestly, a lot of people can't say that they will hold themselves together the way she did, even when she was interrogated, being treated like a criminal and being treated like she has done something wrong when she was just coming back from an NAACP event. And it's clear that the cop did not like where she was or what she represented. But I want to start this video by saying respect to her because she handled it very, very well. Because if she didn't handle it the way she did, I don't think she would have lived to tell her story. Watch this clip. We'll come back and discuss.
I'm on my way home to pick up my kids, and I get pulled over. And the interesting thing about being a Black person in this country when you get pulled over is the last thing I'm thinking about is getting a ticket. And the cop pulls me over, and he comes in pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie, and says he pulls me over for not having a front license plate, which we haven't had a front license plate on this car in 5 years. And I was like, oh yeah, we need to get that done, so sorry. And he goes, where are you coming from? I was like, oh, I was coming from the NAACP Image Award nominee luncheon. And he goes, oh. And he goes, license and registration. I was like, okay. So I get it, give it to him. And he goes, are you still at this address? I was like, no. He's like, where you live now? And I was like, not too far from here. I was literally like 3 blocks away, or 3 exits away. Why haven't you changed it? I was like, I just haven't had a chance to go to the DMV. I was like, 2 kids, 5 and under. It's just working full time. It's hard to find a time. I was like, but I'll get that done. When did you move into that house? Bought it a few years ago. Okay, whose car is this? It's mine. Me and my husband, we share the car. It's ours. Okay. He leaves, comes back, and he leaves for a little bit. I'm like, okay, call my husband, tell him. He's like, okay, just keep me posted. He comes back. Have you been drinking? No, I don't drink. Okay, I'm gonna test you. Comes around. He's like, I'm not gonna make you get out of the car, but I'm gonna test you. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't drink though. He's like, he tests me. I pass. He goes, okay, well, I smell some alcohol. I was like, all I have in here is an oat milk latte. Okay. He leaves. Comes back. So Jonathan's your husband? I was like, yep, 15 years. Leaves for a while. Comes back. By this point, it's been almost 20 minutes. Then he goes, well, okay, I'm just gonna give you a fix-it ticket. I was like, okay, thank you. He's like, all right, have a good day. The thing I want people to realize, again, is that had I not been courteous, he was looking for a reason. He was absolutely looking for a reason. White people only have to worry about getting a ticket. I was worried that I wasn't gonna make it home to my kids because he was looking for a reason. That's how it feels being Black in this country.
What a roller coaster. Honestly, like, first of all, respect to her and how she handled the situation, because not a lot of people can say that even when you're being interrogated like that for no good reason, when you're being treated that way, you're going to get defensive. But she stayed, she hanged in there, honestly. And she wrote this is her caption. I want to read for you what she wrote. There's a distinct difference between the experience of getting pulled over as a Black person than there is with most races. I don't think about getting a ticket. I think about whether or not the cop is in a bad mood, and I will be, no, she said, and I will be the thing. Oh, she wrote I, but I guess she's saying he. And it will be the thing that sets him off. So, in order to ensure that doesn't happen, I have to overcompensate my kindness out of fear for my safety. We as citizens shouldn't have to engage in de escalation tactics because we are scared. We may not make it home. This is, in a nutshell, what it feels like to be Black in America. Um, yeah, like, I mean, as an outsider watching this and hearing her talk, it's a very clear. It's not about a traffic offense or he's trying to see if she's doing the right thing. Why doesn't she have the plate? Why does none of that? Like, it was a target. Like, he wanted her to give him a reason. He was looking for it. He was jabbing. He was poking. She just was strong enough and was able to de-escalate. But what if she was also having a bad day? What if she also was not in a good mood? What would have happened? That's the sad reality. And I looked at the stats, and it's clear data shows that Black people are stopped way more often than white people. And in that situation, if some are getting defensive because obviously they have somewhere to be, they're going somewhere, they want to be somewhere, they're taking their time away, maybe they're going to the office, or people have appointments, and this guy is killing their time and wasting taxpayers' money just because he feels like it. As human beings, how can you be blamed if you get defensive? But unfortunately, from the stats, when people get defensive, it's not going to end well for them. So, you have to practice patience. And, there's a line that she said that really it made me feel emotional. She said there's a distinct difference between the experience of getting pulled over as a Black person and with other races. And she said when they stop her, she's not worried about them giving her a ticket. She said she is worried if the cop is in a bad mood or not, or if he's gonna do something to her. So this law enforcement is supposed to be like your protection. It's supposed to protect you from criminals, from those that are breaking the law, those that don't abide by the country's rule of law. But then that's not what's happening. What's happening is that they are the ones that you fear. That's unfair. But what got me going, like I was like, surely people will empathize with this lady, right? I go to the comment section, and the shock I experienced. Of course, Black people are relating and giving their examples, and I'll share with you some of their experience. But there were white people and women in her comment section telling her that doesn't happen to me, or some of them will say that happened to me, which, yeah, people are, yeah, I highly doubt. But yeah, they're pushing back. And my thing is, she just shared her experience, and it feels like it's in real time because she's still in her car. Maybe it's right after he told her to go, after he let her go. Does it cost to be empathetic? Does it cost to hear someone's experience and say, oh, that sucks? Like, yes, that's not been my experience, but I'm sorry that you're going through that. It's unfair. Like, is it so hard for people to do that? I guess so. I think so. Because there were plenty of them in the comment section. So at least there's a few that seem to feel bad for her. Let me read for you one that, yeah, that really annoyed me. Um, she wrote, white people have experienced similar experiences with law enforcement. It's not exclusive to Black people. And at least, someone else wrote to her and said, I had another white lady. I had those experiences with cops when I was younger. Cops are generally bored and suspicious. That's not the point. It happens to white people sometimes, but it happens to Black people constantly their whole lives. And, from the stats, it makes sense. It shows a data. I think it's a Stanford University that I read. Let me see which. I think it was Stanford. Yes, Stanford. They did a study, and that study in 2020 showed that black drivers are about 20% more likely to be stopped than white drivers. And after, the issue is, it's not just being stopped; it's after the fact. Is it going to be escalated? Is it not going to be escalated? And clearly, she handled it well. I'll say that about the young lady. And she's an actress. I have to go check her out because I had no idea. Like, I don't know her. Her name is Melinda Hill. I don't know if any of you know her. And I also, I don't know if you've noticed in her experience, she said when she mentioned, when he asked her, where are you coming from? And she said, I'm coming from the NAACP lunch or brunch, she said. It's like, oh, like, it was like a red flag for him. Like, it, it's um it's sad that you have to work harder and you have to calculate what you're gonna say, how you're gonna respond to a law enforcement officer. When you If you haven't done anything wrong, you should ideally feel comforted that he's there, right? Because that's the person that you pay taxes to, so that they protect you, so that they serve you. They're not there to serve the government, they're there to serve the people. But that's not the attitude that you see. Susan, hello, Susan. Brian said he was for sure looking for a reason. She also didn't need to answer all of those questions legally. Brian, I hear you. I hear you. I'm pretty sure she didn't have to. But guess what would have happened if she got defensive? Guess what would have happened if she said, yeah, no, I'm not required to answer that? Like, this man was hostile. Like, he came hot, according to her, and to the point where, like, she had to call her husband. She was scared, but she still had to de-escalate the situation because she wanted to go home to her children. And that's the saddest part. Why should the people, the civilians, work hard to de-escalate a situation, work hard to disarm you, when you are the one that's supposed to make them feel comfortable? You make them uncomfortable. I don't think it's fair. And I hear you. Legally, maybe like, she should have just answered him whatever he asked in regards to the car, and maybe it's none of his business about her personal, because he asked her, like, where do you live, how come you live there, how come you're are you married, like, questions about her personal life, which is very yeah, he's crossing a boundary. But then again, as she said, she needed to make sure that she goes back home to her kids, and that's what sucks. um it's important to European Americans to keep up the illusion of fairness, to call you oversensitive, to say the same thing happens to them, it doesn't, or to attribute some kind of personal fault. Yeah, that's the thing though. You can still have your idea, right? You should still have your idea and still understand that what happened to her was not right. How scary is it to deal with someone like that, and you know what's happening on the news, you know what the agenda against your race, you know how they treat you, you know the studies, you know the reports. So, empathy doesn't cost anything. But then, as you said, you're right, like, they have to keep up this illusion, and they want to put others down. But as much as I saw white people coming for her in the comment section, there were others, same, races as them, defending her and saying, like, come on now, we all know, we both know that this is not happening to us. Even if it happens, and it's the exception, and even in that scenario, we're let go, we're not being interrogated the way this woman was interrogated. So it's good to see that there are people that also want to have a real conversation, not just cover it up, not just be okay with the fact this happening to other people just because it doesn't happen to them. There's like an I don't know from which country, there's an African proverb. It goes something like, there's this man, and he hears his neighbors shouting, fire, 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 and he looks at their house and it's burning, but he's like, it's over there somewhere far away, so he just lets it go, right? But then the next day the fire comes to his house, because fire doesn't stop at one place. So when it came to his house and he needed help, no one was there because all the neighbors have lost their houses and there's no one to help him. So I know right now they might feel like they're protected because of their race and how it's been going for long. But the elites, at the end of it all, yes, there might be a hierarchy. They will not think twice to protect themselves, um, to turn a blind eye if something else happens to the average Joe, right? But to each his own, and I don't think it will last or this will continue to happen forever, right? Renz, greetings to you, Renz. Welcome. Hi, Mike. Nice to you. Hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this from. Brogu said, the police always have a bias against Black people. It happens to white people occasionally, but it happens to Black people constantly. That's the difference. I agree with you. And the reports and the stats that I was able to look at show that, like, there has been actual study being done, and you can't deny the fact that Black people get stopped more. And Black people are the minority, so the numbers are like, for you to be stopped more suggests that there are way more people getting stopped. And especially, I hear this a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong, in the comments or in the chat. I hear the fancier your car is, the more probability that they'll stop you, because they believe that, how dare you drive, like, how it doesn't make sense for you to be driving that fancy car or that nice car. It's almost like they don't believe that you're deserving, so they want to investigate, they want to come and check if it's really yours, if you've stolen, if you're into shady dealings. So there's that as well. So yeah, as much as they want to deny it, facts are facts, right? Numbers don't lie. So yeah. Mike, nice to you. Oh, greetings, brother. Um, PDA said, "Oh my God! Oh, I love the hair. It's super cute. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, sorry, fam. Sorry for like going through this. Honestly, it's not it's it shouldn't happen, right? It shouldn't happen. It's unfair, especially knowing that you're in the right. You are a abiding citizen. You would like to be treated with respect, with dignity, with equality, but that is not happening from what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, and that sucks. And but please don't give them a reason. I know that's not what should be. Ideally, you should be treated respectfully, but maybe I think having camera, a dashboard, might help as well, especially if you're younger. Have the dashboard, turn it on, the camera, dashboard camera, turn it on if anything were to happen, or if they're trying it with you, at least you have the evidence, right? So yeah, Brogu said, I remember they did a study here in America. I forget what state, but in a predominantly white county. And then what was the results? I'm curious to know what happened to the study. Like, were they able to show that Black people get stopped more? It would be interesting to find out. I've also seen somewhere that if they really want to try you, if they're really angry with you, they can plant stuff, like stuff that did not belong to you. And that one is even much worse. That's why I think we need cameras, maybe like inside. And you said, and a predominantly white county that was 85 to 90%, the police was pulling over Black people 80% of the time. Now that's ridiculous. 80%. 80%. It's like closer to 100%. That's insane. That is insane. Not fair at all. Yeah. So well done to the actress, and I'm glad I was able to see her. Now we can follow her journey, and um, because definitely she's I respect her for that. Anyways, fam, like if you have any experience in regards to this, I'll give you the floor to tell us. Um, yeah, Brian. Yes, oh my God, I've seen that too. Brian says racial profiling is also bad in retail stores. Oh, I've seen it. I have seen it. Thanks to TikTok, of course, not in person, but I've seen a couple of videos of people entering a store and they're automatically being followed. They're just following them everywhere they go. And then when they're trying to pay for something, they're side eyeing them. And when they're leaving, they want to check their bags. I've even reported on a few of these cases. They'll make them open their bags, just humiliate them, like take off their clothes, see what they have on. And most of these people didn't have anything. Like they just bought what they needed to buy and they were leaving. So yeah, like I've seen it happen, and it's just a sucky situation, right? For them to assume that you can't afford it, or assume that you're going to be stealing, assume the worst. And I remember this girl, I think it was at some fancy store actually. She returned all of the stuff. She's like, I'm not gonna give you my money. I think she spent 500 or some amount that I'm not willing to spend that much on. But she spent it because she likes, I guess, their brand. And then when they discriminated against her, they profiled her. She filmed it, she posted it. When they discriminated against her and they wanted to pat her down to check if she's taken anything, even though this woman was spending hundreds of dollars there, she said, you know what? I'm not even going to spend my money here. And yeah, I think she returned the stuff. But unfair in a nutshell. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, if you have nothing to add to this conversation, that's the latest that I saw, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time. We're gonna have another chat. Hopefully tomorrow will be a positive story. I'm trying to balance as much as I can. Sometimes it gets too much. The world wants you to believe that you're not worthy. We're not able. We're not as these other people. They just want us to believe that. But we all know that's not true. Let's not fall for any kind of reason. Like when they're trying to find a reason, don't give them. Why do you need to stoop low like them, right? So, oh, I'm seeing some comments. Renz, peace to you too. Hey, S official, greetings to you too. PDA said racial profile is ramped in the US. What is coming now is election profiling. Really interesting. Okay. May I ask what election profiling is? If you don't mind me asking. Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, I don't think I know what that means. Explain to me. Um yeah, I'm done. I'll Google it because I don't think you'll. Oh, okay. I said the psychological effect is real on our minds as Black people. That is true, but once you know what the agenda is, it's gonna be easier. It's gonna be better. Like the half the battle is fought. Like you can put a system that will protect your mind, that will protect how you perceive yourself and the world, and then you can push back. Like when you don't know that it's being done, it's easier for them to do it. And it's been done for a while, for decades now. But now that we know, we just need to just debunk it and move on, right? Let's not you know take it to heart. Anyways, fam, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Stay blessed. Bye.